Do you ever feel like you want to get things done, but you feel paralyzed? Or maybe you get upset at the end of the day because you just weren't quite as productive as you could have been. Maybe you call it procrastination, maybe you call it resistance, or you might call it something else altogether. Either way, you're in good company because nearly everyone has those feelings, and the good news is it's possible to push them aside. For just 10 monthly installments of $99, I'm just kidding. In this video, I'm going to talk about the theory that I used to just simply get more done and to combat resistance. I use this theory, or maybe it's better defined as a mental framework to become a better version of myself on a daily basis. And then hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to look at self-improvement and just doing small things to make yourself a better person in a totally different way. So here's the idea. It's based off of compounding numbers. Now, compounding numbers are most often used in finance when describing an investment that earns a return on both principal and interest. So here's a basic example. Let's say you make a $100 investment. And let's say that investment earns 5% interest. At the end of the first year, you have $105. But now you're earning 5% on $105. You're also earning 5% interest on that $5 you earned last year. And this is where the magic happens. As each year, you're now earning that return on a larger dollar amount without actually putting any additional money in. Compounding numbers are amazing. Here's what Einstein had to say about compound interest. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Okay, now you have the idea of the power of compounding numbers. I'm sure this has been done somewhere before, but I developed it separately. If it has been, I didn't see it anywhere else, but someone else has probably thought of this. But I like to take this concept of compounding numbers or compound interest and translate that into a system for personal growth. Think of it as consistently doing small things that add up substantially over time. Compounding. Now you might be thinking, yeah, obviously if I have good habits, I become better at things, it works out. And yes, I mean, you would be right. The whole point of this system is to have a more concrete way to visualize what is going on when you do these small things. That's the major difference. The idea in its most simple form is to strive to be 0.1% better every single day. Just the tiniest amount better every day. 1/10 of 1%. Now again, this concept is more of a mental framework than it is any kind of measurable statistic or equation, but the numbers still work nevertheless. Unfortunately, yeah, you can't measure your level of something like you can your lockpicking level in Skyrim, but it just gives this mental model. The idea is to do at least one small thing every single day to improve yourself, your business, your surroundings, or your life. This could be as small as a couple minutes of exercise, 15 minutes of reading, or just simply making your bed in the morning could be enough to just bump that up 0.1% per day, just enough to get you in the right frame of mind. The focus is on small, positive habits done over an extremely long period of time, your lifetime. Now, I know this seems simple, and it really is, but just hang with me. I think that this will really help. This isn't some kind of get-rich scheme or lose 50 pounds in 1 month scheme. It's a framework for a lifetime of positive habits and positive feedback loops. It's more of a get-rich-slow scheme, I guess. So let's get into how exactly it works. Today, you are a whole of 1. You consistently do your positive habits and improve by the not readily noticeable amount of 0.1% every single day. That adds up every single day. You're getting that 0.1% improvement. And then after the first month, that makes you 3% better, including the compounding. Probably not noticeable by you or even those around you, but the compounding machine is in place. This video is brought to you by Harry's. You know, when Harry's approached me to sponsor my content, I jumped on the idea because obviously I'm kind of a hair guy and I thought it aligned perfectly. But don't even get me started on buying razors from stores. I can't imagine paying $25 for a razor at a store. And I've tried a few of those mail-in shaving brands, and Harry's by far has the best build quality and the best value. 6 years ago, Harry's founders, Jeff and Andy, were tired of overpaying for over-designed razors, and they realized they weren't alone. Their answer: start Harry's, raise a whole bunch of money, and buy a razor factory in Germany. If buying a razor factory isn't the American dream, I don't know what is. Harry's sent me their starter set. This includes a weighted handle. This thing feels nice with a rubber grip. A 5-blade razor cartridge, a whole bunch of razors. Their foaming shave gel, and this cover to protect your blades when you're on the move. What I like most about Harry's is the value that you get for the price. I mean, refills start at only $2. Honestly, the deal Harry's currently has on their trial set is amazing. You'll get everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, and you'll be supporting my channel by signing up. Redeem your trial set for just $3 when you go to harrys.com/maxmaher. Again, guys, make sure to go to harrys.com/maxmaher to redeem your offer and join the 10 million people who have tried Harry's. All right, back to the content. Here's how the math works. You can either use this relatively simple equation, or you can find some kind of online compound interest calculator that allows you to compound by the day. But this equation is pretty easy, so let me explain it. Future U equals 1 times 1 plus the rate of improvement, which is 0.1%, divided by 365 to the power of 365 times the number of days of improvement you're trying to calculate. So, future U equals 1 times 1 plus 0.001, that's the same as 0.1%, divided by 365 to the power of 365 times 30, because we're doing 1 month. So future U equals 1 point, this long number, to the power of 10,950. Then finally, future U in 1 month equals 1.03. And you can use this equation, just change the number of days, and you'll be able to figure out what the compounding whole of U is for any period of days. After the first year, you are now 1.44 the person you were this time last year. This is when the results really begin to be felt by you and those around you. You're becoming a force. The effects of compounding are now working in your favor, as you're now earning returns on your 1.44 worth as opposed to your initial whole of 1. You're now 44% more capable, smart, or confident than you were a year ago. And the best part is, the compounding machine is just still chugging along, working in your favor. The only caveat here is now you need to work a little bit harder to ensure that 0.1% growth daily. Just think about it. It takes a whole lot more for Jeff Bezos to improve 0.1% than it does, I don't know, your average college student. But that's fine, because now you're more capable as well. You can handle doing more. Moving on to the end of year 2, you are now 2.07 times more than you once were. This means you have the potential to be earning 2 times more, creating 2 times more impact, or simply being 2 times more confident in your own skin, whatever you're focusing on. 5 years down the road, you're now 6.2 times better. 10 years down the road, you're now 38.4 times better. And again, I know these numbers seem crazy, and this is just a mental model, but I really feel that the logic of this mindset stands, and being able to visualize the growth with numbers is something that I find at least extremely valuable. It's tough day in and day out doing these positive habits and positive actions and working when you don't see the results on a daily basis, but for myself, being able to look like, okay, that's just another 0.1% added, it makes me feel more like I'm working towards something, and it makes it easier to do these things in the extremely long term. And then after 10 years, you probably won't even need a mental model anymore, because this idea is going to be so ingrained in your brain and your actions that it's just going to become automatic to just be constantly working towards bettering yourself in every way you can. And then eventually you'll get into numbers that just simply support the creation of enormous value. After 10 years, you're now figuratively generating in one day what previously would have taken you 38 days. Then at this point, it becomes simply infeasible to make that daily 0.1% increase in productivity. And this is really when you focus on delegation and the productivity or the level of a team. First, you make yourself insanely valuable. Then you share that with others. Maybe you build a team that is both increasing the individual values of the team members as well as increasing yours while all working towards some kind of common goal, generating the largest net effect of your team. I know this is all like speculative and not concrete, but the overarching point here is the extra hours spent on mindless, often unenjoyable activities are the difference between being extraordinary in 10 years or just being another one.